Good morning, honorable present here. Today, let's see about the irrigation and its methods. First of all, irrigation is the artificial application of the water for the plant for its metabolic activities. This is called irrigation. What is the need of irrigation is if there is a non-recurrence of rainfall, then we must provide the application of irrigation water artificially. So this process is known as irrigation and its methods. So there are several methods of irrigation is followed. One is called generally two category. One is the uncontrolled flooding system and a controlled flooding system. So uncontrolled flooding system is the flow which is not controlled by any guidance like channels or bunds like that. That is called uncontrolled. In uncontrolled irrigation system, the water will flow wherever the downward slope occurs. Whereas the controlled flow irrigation system, we are supplying the irrigation water through controlled manner through the channels or other forms of guidance of the water flow. Okay. So in the controlled irrigation system, the irrigation system is classified into three ways. One is called the surface irrigation system, second one is the subsurface irrigation system, and the third one is the overhead irrigation system. The surface irrigation system means the irrigation water is applied on the surface of the soil. That is called the surface irrigation system. The irrigation water is applied below the surface or root zone of the soil. That is called the subsurface irrigation system. And the third one is called overhead irrigation system. The irrigation water is supplied above the surface or over the head. That is called the overhead irrigation system. So the surface irrigation system is classified into several ways based on its application of the water, like border irrigation, check basin irrigation, ring basin irrigation, and furrow irrigation. So border irrigation is the irrigation water applied on the surface through the border, throughout the field, and like crops like fodder crops such as sorghum, kambu, or any other forage crops and groundnuts like that. Whatever the closest spacing crops are covered by this border irrigation system, and the length of the border is maximum minimized to 300 meters. Whereas the second one is the check basin irrigation system is adopted where the closest spacing crops and the higher water requirement crops such as rice or paddy crops. Here the borders are subdivided into smaller piece of plants. So this is called a check basin. We are checking the water for the in the basin. That is what a check basin irrigation methods. And the third one is called a ring basin. A ring basin irrigation system is adapted or suitable for the crops like orchard crops, like tree crops and fruit crops. In this method, we are forming a ring around the tree, and the irrigation water is supplied to each and every crops through the channels. So this is called a ring basin irrigation. And finally, the furrow irrigation system follows the irrigation supply of water on the surface of the earth through furrows, and the ridges we are planting the crops, and the furrow the irrigation water is supplied, and the irrigation water will be supplied to the plant on the ridges by both the ridges from one furrow. So this is called the furrow irrigation system. So this is the comes under category of the surface irrigation system. Whereas the subsurface irrigation system, the water is applied, the irrigation water is applied below the surface of the soil, so that we are providing the irrigation water exactly at the root zone of the crop through subsurface. So in this method, we can bury the land, and we can lay the porous pipes. The porous pipes carries the water, and the porous means orifices will discharging the water below the surface. So in this system, the water will be uptake by the plant roots by capillary force and gravity force. So above the water from the porous will uptake by the capillary force, and below the roots of the water supply system is by gravity force. So this is achieved through the subsurface irrigation methods. And whereas finally the overhead irrigation system is followed by the application of irrigation water above the surface. It is like artificial rainfall. Okay, the irrigation water is supplied above the surface or over the head. That is what overhead irrigation. The example, the sprinkler irrigation system is the one of the best irrigation system for overhead irrigation system. So here the irrigation, sprinkler irrigation and the drip irrigation system are the pressurized irrigation system under the pressure, and it is working under the network of pipes, and the water is supplied exactly at the root zone. Okay, thank you.